If you followed the Depp vs. Heard trial, you might be familiar with people who for a very long time was very negative about Johnny Depp. Recently, they published a few somewhat positive articles, but now they published this very long monster of an article about how awesome Amber's sister is from August 19th, 2024. Suffice to say, pretty recent. All about Amber's sister Whitney Heard. I'm not going to say that name. To me, she's Whitney Heard. Aquaman star Amber Heard's sister supported her during and after her defamation trial. That's pretty obvious. Before I get started, want to do a shout out or two. Thank you, Brienne Salas, for that super chat in the comments, and thank you so much, Sabrinkle Dinkle, always commenting. Thank you. Okay, let's get on with it. Amber Heard's sister Whitney has her back, and vice versa. They say they were born 16 months apart, they're best friends, and all that kind of thing. Now, before I criticize, some people don't have great relationships with their siblings, but I think just from my lifetime and personal experience, most people are at least on good terms, show up at birthday parties, go to weddings, and things like that. I think that's the norm. But of course, not everybody. It's just what I've seen throughout my life across the board. They currently live on different continents. Thank you for that incredible info, people. And they give a little history about Amber and when she left high school and that her sister made sure she graduated. What a happy tale. Once again, they consider themselves best friends. You're the strongest, bravest, most talented, and kind person I ever known, her sister writes about Amber. Let's highlight that word talented. She could think Amber's brave, I guess. Strong, kind, maybe to her, but talented, I think that's objectively false. They grew up in Texas. Thank you. And think about it. Why are they publishing this now? This is not a throwback. This is not 2 or 3 years old. This is from 2 days ago. And people decides just now they want to give Amber's sister and Amber some positive coverage. Why? I really can't wrap my head around it. For so long, we've been hearing, leave Amber alone, she's gone, she's done, and she pretty much is. So why then would people at this point in time write this 14-ish page article? They've both starred in movies. Yeah, Whitney was in those movies we all know by name, wasn't she? And they've got some quotes here about how amazing and awesome Amber and Whitney's life has been throughout the years of acting and adventures in society. Amber was well known in her roles for Pineapple Express, Aquaman, Justice League, National Lampoon's Stoned Age. Yeah, we know Aquaman and we know Justice League because of Zack Snyder and the DC Universe, but nothing else Amber did ever hit mainstream. She was in Zombieland, I hear, for 5 seconds or something, and that was somewhat mainstream. She works as a food and beverage manager talking about Whitney. Thank you. That is some useful information. Amber supported Whitney when she gave birth to her first child. Once again, I think most people support their siblings when they have a child. I know some don't, but I would think most people would agree. At the basic level, people hope the children are doing well, and they give good wishes. They have some heartfelt comments by Whitney about her son. Okay, nothing wrong with that, but no reason to point it out. Most people, once again, do love their kids. Their daughters are close in age, okay? More incredibly positive and heartwarming comments, but why? I can't quite wrap my finger around it, except for the people who write at people are Amber fans and they want to see her back in the spotlight in a positive way. There's just no other answer. Whitney was a bridesmaid in Amber's wedding. All right, my theory is this. If possible, most siblings do attend the wedding of their brother or sister, and they're on generally good terms. I'm going to throw it out there. What, 70% More than half, I'd guess. And if they can't make it physically, they probably send a gift or a card or something. Sure, you got the outliners and the bad air. I'm sure it happens. I'm not even sure what this is about in context. An amazing weekend, guests relaxing on beaches. Okay. Whitney testified in Amber's defamation trial. Fine. I've got no point of reference for this one about siblings testifying for each other, but I'd assume if they're relatively close, they probably would. But I've really got no personal point of reference for this. Just my guess. They lived close to each other. Okay. Whitney lived in an adjoining penthouse to Amber and her then husband, Johnny Depp. And like I said, it goes down and down. This is a monster of an article. They never write anything about Johnny like this. Why not have a roundup of what he did over the last 2 years? Vampire Tour, Minamata, Mahdi in the Works, Jean Dabari, Dior. You know, why not? You could probably get 14 pages out of that. How about add the fact that Johnny Depp donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to kittens? That would be a pretty interesting article. She is Amber's biggest supporter. Okay, nice picture of the dog right there. It's kind of looking in the dark like, ugh, how did they sneak me in this picture? And it goes on and on. And a key point here is that Whitney slammed MTV for having Johnny Depp on Instagram, and she wrote, "I stand with Amber." What an incredible brave soul to slam MTV. Anyway, that's about it. My main point here, if you're wondering, is why now, August 2024, is people writing a long ass article on how awesome and amazing Amber and her sister are. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. Done here for now. See you next time.